All right, guys, welcome back to Digital Gate Studios Productions. We have another deck profile for you
We
guys.
do.
This one is a fun one if you're on this side of the table.
That's a perfect way to put it.
People get really annoyed with this card, and so I decided to make a whole deck around it because I found with Venusmon, spoilers, the best way to learn what the card does is to play the card.
That is a great point. That's probably what I need to do.
Looking over all the support that it's got, it's actually gotten really good in this set. So we're just going to dive into it. I've taken it to locals. I've had a lot of fun with it. And yeah, it sure raises some eyebrows. It raises them, and then they go right down when they have to try and do something, you know? So let's just jump into it.
This is an archetype that I'm glad has gotten support.
Yeah.
It technically has been an archetype since the beginning with Holy Flame.
Yes.
Right,
yes.
right. So I'm glad that it's continued to get good support.
And when people see
interesting pieces,
when people see the Venusmon, they think about, like security control. It's not what this is.
Yeah.
This is a different kind of control. So we're gonna jump into it. Let's just start with the eggs. We're running Vixies.
Or Vixies,
So
easy.
Vixies, great draw. Draws you at least one or two cards just by being out without having to swing. I like cards that draw you cards without you having to risk the Digimon itself.
That makes a lot of sense. So you don't
really cool.
Put yourself in a bad situation just to get one card.
Yeah. This is the Sakuyamon egg. I call Venusmon Sakuyamon all the time, and it confuses people because I get them mixed up, even though I play this deck.
I'll correct you.
Correct me if I do it during this video because I'll probably do it at least once. All right, let's get into the rookies. So this is an interesting deck because it's a control deck. But there's only so much security attack minus that you can put into the deck, and so I decided to go DP reduction. So we're going for the rest of it, for the rest of the inheritables. So we're going old school BT3 Salomon.
Wow.
So
Dig
when
out
attacking,
that card, guys.
yeah. Because if you look at it, it's minus 1K, but like what's really prevalent in the meta right now is Impmons.
Yeah.
Impmons, like all the 1K little bodies that people just throw, especially I played against purple, red Imperial.
Yeah.
The Wormmons, those the Wormmons and the whatever the other, the red one. Vmon, yes. 1K.
Yep.
So really cool, minus 1K, really strong.
A lot of the Hunters level 3s are 1K too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's definitely can do some good use.
Pops them. And then looking at my next one. So this was a toss-up between the Tinkermon and the Renamon. I went with Renamon because there are a lot of level 7s being played, level 6s being played.
Yeah.
A lot of people get into their boss monsters pretty fast. So on play, security attack -1 on one of your opponent's Digimon. Cost 4, but it's also a 3K. I'm pretty sure the Tinkermon is a 2K, 3 cost, and it limits at a level 5. So I decided to take out the Tinkers.
Well, I like that too, because if you have a memory setter, I don't know, spoilers.
Yeah.
Then you can choke your opponent pretty efficiently.
Yeah.
Like giving them one, right?
And then this is a new addition to the Digimon card game with this set. We got our security attack.
Wow.
Venusmon, security Digimon. This card is so much fun. I'm having a blast with it. It helped me quite a bit yesterday. I was able to reinforcing memory boost, put this on top of my security while I had a Venusmon out. Oh, so good. Very, very
You were
good.
set at that point.
All right, so that's it for rookies. We just run the 11.
What?
Come on. This is like my third or fourth deck profile. I run 11.
Oh, mulligans, curse you.
Mulligans, memory boosts. We got all kinds of fun stuff in this deck. So let's jump over to level 4s. We'll tuck these in the corner. This is the Darkmon. So they gave us a level 5 effect on a level 4.
Yeah,
which
that
is
card
really
is
strong.
pretty powerful.
Yeah. It's still a 2-cost Digivolve. It's weak at 4K, but you typically keep it in raising. You don't really have your Darkmon out on the field. But that inheritable, when attacking, security attack -1 on any of your Digimon, like that's a level 5 effect all day long. And they put it on a level 4 because they're asking you to play this deck.
We are asking you. Deck.
So once again, primary is security attack -. Secondary, we're going DP reduction.
Okay.
So we're playing 3 of the Gatomons from EX1.
Okay.
Really, really good card. If you have 3 or more security, one of your opponents gets -2K. So very strong. We're going to pair that with the last of our... Well, I guess we got a couple level 4s. We're going to pair that with 2 of the Gato X Antibody.
Okay.
So I went with a 3-2 split because if you do happen to get this one and that one, you get a free Digivolve, you get a stronger... They have the exact same inheritable, essentially. Except this one's not once per turn. But still, you can... Essentially, if you have the Solomon, the Gatomon X, you're doing -5K.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I think the biggest thing to talk about with Venusmon when we get there is the fact that she's not very big. She's only 12.
Yep.
So if they have a big blocker, you're able to negate that by reducing its DP. So if they want to block with it, it's going to die.
Correct.
So very strong. Really cool, fun tech. And then for my last level 4, I run one of the Kazemon. Love this card.
That
Wins.
makes sense.
It's just hybrid for game. You know the old thing. That's what we do. Let's jump into 5s. So that's all I play for level 4s. I play 4, 8, 10. So pretty good. One of them is a hybrid, so you
Good
count
gas
that.
mileage.
It's kind of mileage may vary. So let's run. Let's talk about level 5. So this was kind of a toss up because in our new set we got a couple new ones that have the exact same inheritable.
Yeah.
I like the BT10 Sanzomon as a 3 of because it does it when digivolving.
Yeah.
So it also, you're able to go out and kind of control their board a little bit with the Sanzomon, because there are a lot of things that get security attack plus 3, 4, whatever. So you're able to kind of do one more and then Venus, so it has 2.
Yep.
And then on your next turn, obviously you have, like, if you have the Sanzomon and the Darkmon, you're able to keep applying that modifier to your
really
opponents
nice.
and keep using your Venusmon effects. Now for my favorite card in the set. This card, not the Venusmon, but this card is what made me love this deck
Okay.
and make this deck.
Okay.
And it's because we're zoo players, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And every time, I think the first zoo deck I built was kind of like a Lord and Nightmon. Anything that plays 5s for cheap,
Yes.
right?
The cheaper you can get your 5s played, the better.
So as long as your opponent has a security modifier, whether it's their own or yours, you get the Gokumon hard drop
Ooh.
for 3.
For 3
For
for,
3.
a level 5.
3 for level 5.
Wow, what are we in BT14 already?
It's so good. It lets you go into another Venusmon. Like, having multiple Venusmons on the board
Wow.
is crazy. It lets you do
One is
whatever you want.
frustrating enough.
One is frustrating enough. And then on top of that, it has the inheritable you need to keep applying modifiers. So if you do have to digivolve this in the raising, that's totally fine because it's still just a 3-cost
Okay,
digivolve,
you're okay if
right?
you have to do
Because
that.
you're still getting that inheritable that you still need to apply the Venusmon pressure for the turn after it digivolves and applies the blanket. So really strong. Talking about the boss herself for Venusmon.
There she
that's
is.
the card that you want. This is the card that if you memory boost and you don't have a piece, even if you have one of these in hand, you typically grab it because you want to have multiple Venusmons because your opponent's going to do whatever they can to get rid of it, which isn't a lot. It's usually a kill spell,
Yeah, just
a
one kill spell,
de-digivolve,
yep.
something, but it can't be a de-digivolve when digivolving typically. So there's a lot of, it's a control deck. Control, control, control. The other card that made me want to build this deck after the Gokumon, I learned about in pre-release because it's really fun. So we're talking the other level 6 that belongs in this deck, not Sakuyamon.
Not Sakuyamon.
We love Lamp.
We love Lamp
I
over here.
love Lampmon. So if you don't know what Lampmon does, when it digivolves, it applies a modifier of -2.
Yeah.
And then on your turn, for every one of your opponent's Digimon with a modifier, it gets security attack +1.
If I had 3 wishes, you know what I'd wish for, Jesse?
More Lampmons.
3 different altars for the Lampmons, guys. That's what I would wish for.
It's so fun, and it really comes out of nowhere, and people love this. Like, when it happens, like, people almost laugh because they're like, how many checks is Lampmon going to do? And you're like,
they're not
checks,
upset with the
Yeah.
Lampmon. Like you frustrated them with the Venus, and then you gave them that comedic relief with the Lamp.
Yeah.
In a good way, right? It's not just a joke. It's strong.
It's awesome
very
because
strong.
it also pairs really well with the Gokumon because you play the Gokumon for 3, and
Yeah.
then you're able to Lampmon on top of that, either on the same turn or your next turn. You get the Lampmon when digivolving, -2. And then when you swing with Lampmon, if you have the Goku and the Drac or Dark under it,
Yeah.
you get to apply the modifiers, which gives it security attack bonuses.
So it controls and is aggressive
Yeah,
at the same
so
time.
really
That's so
cool.
sick.
Yeah, so you can kind of not OTK, but you can get a lot of checks with Lampmon, especially in this format when people playing hunters with tamers and little bodies. You can get a lot more checks than people think with Lampmon.
Yeah.
And then one modification I made to the deck, we had to run 1 level 7. I tried Mercifuls, is kind of good, but I really feel like after playing a couple locals, the Venusmon, it controls and people end up wide, right? So we're gonna do it. We had to run the Spice, the 1 Death X. It saves the day when people are just frozen and they want to save their when digivolving effects for when Venusmon wears off. But you just keep applying those effects, so they just keep going wider and wider, and eventually
Yeah.
you get a free Death X and a bunch of removal. So Really good.
I like your choice there. I agree with why you tested Merciful. I think Merciful is going to make a huge comeback this set. But let's give an honorable mention to another level 7 that could be extra spicy if you're feeling really crazy with this set.
You going Valder?
No, well, the Valder too, but I was thinking the Quartz. You know,
Oh, right.
Like we had this conversation last night after locals, and I 100% agree with the Death X. It just makes so much sense. Venus is going to force your opponent to go wide, so you're going to answer the wide with that.
Yeah.
However, Goku has save.
Yes. So you can Digivolve onto Goku for 9
with a Quartz.
Yes.
I think Death X is definitely the choice, but definitely want to give an honorable mention for you folks out there.
Yeah, try it out. Let me know what you think. If it works better, I would love to know. Let's jump into our tamers. So this is a tamer choice based on the fact that I poured through every level 3 yellow card in the game, trying to find a search for a wizard or a shaman.
Something that could help you.
You know how many wizards and shamans we have in this game? We have all like the Olympus 12. We have all kinds of crazy stuff. Not a single level 3 searcher for a wizard or a shaman. What's up, Bandai? Come on.
Get some better yellow searchers, please. Thank you.
So I ended up having to use like the OG yellow searcher, and that is let's check your second hand, right? So at first I ran 2 TKs. I run 3. It's so strong. It lets you check your security. You know if you have your Wyvern's Breaths in there. It lets you grab out save your Venusmons from certain death. It lets you grab the pieces that you need. I mean, it's TK. Everyone knows what TK is.
What I like about the TK in this deck is that you're not like a multicolored deck like other decks that run TK are.
Yeah.
So you're really solid chance of recovering one.
Oh yeah.
Unless
I got one security left and I take the Death X.
Right.
Yeah. Everything else is yellow. Let's run 2 more tamers. So this one's really strong too. So along with the DP reduction from the Solomon, the Gato line, you also get minus 1k with these. And these are really strong because typically they're going to chip 1 or 2 security away from you before you can get your Venusmon out.
Yeah.
And oh man, starting your turn at 5 with this deck is insane. It lets you do
Goku costs 3.
Yeah. Lets you
serious?
do all the fun things. All the fun things. And that's not counting what we do with our memory boosts. We run 4 yellow memory boosts. I know a lot of the yellow decks don't. I mean, because they're usually dual color. They got a lot of fun things going on. We're running 4 because we run all yellow Digimon except for the Death X. You know, so we want to be able to grab the Venus. We want to be able to grab the lamp when we need to, or the Gokus. The Gokus are great to grab because you have that extra 3-drop level 5. Super strong. I mean, you get the extra. You start at 5, and you can go to 7, which is enough to go from Goku into Venus and keep it your turn. Like, it's crazy strong. So really, really good. And then obviously the one of pretty much goes in every yellow deck. Reinforcing memory boost.
Such a good card.
Really strong. I mean, if you hit your Wyvern's Breath or you hit your Harrismon, there's a lot of fun things you can do with that. But I mean, it nets you a card, gains you 3 memory, and you get to put and it recovers. So
there's a reason why that card is restricted.
There's a reason why it's restricted. And then we're going to go into Wyvern's Breath. So this is your Quartzmon removal. This is your, Wargreymon removal. Still, I think the best removal card in the game. If you guys want to fight about it, I'm ready to fight about it. That is the best removal card in the game at the moment. Chaos Dag can go away. I don't care. Love that card. Doesn't recover anything if you hit it in security. It just nukes something really strong. And it kills Armor Rush. Like, we can talk about Wyvern's Breath for hours. But it's a great removal card. Not coming out of the deck. And then this last card is an option card. But it also stirred some debate among, some of our local fans about whether or not to play this or Holy Flame.
Yes.
I have found a ton of success, as I throw cards, with Healing Therapy. So if you don't know what this card does, if you don't have a Venusmon out, it just applies security attack -1 to one of your opponent's Digimon. If you do have a Venusmon out, it will go up to 3 of your opponent's Digimon.
Wow.
For a 2 cost.
That's insane.
It's really strong, and it just activates from security. So if they do manage to get a security attack into your security, and they hit this, you're able to just wipe their whole board of security attacks, essentially. So Holy Flame, I think it's security attack -2 on one Digimon if you hard play it, and then it's -1 on everything if they hit it in security.
Yep, I believe so.
You really only use this card when you have Venusmon out.
Yeah.
So it does the thing that you want it to do to multiple bodies, and it just locks things up. I played against Diaboromon last night and locked up a ton of tokens by using 2 of them.
That's awesome.
You know,
Yeah,
there's
what
a
more
lot
could you
of
ask for?
fun things you can do with this. Yeah, and the best part about this is like with the Vixie. The Vixie is really good because it lets you draw cards. You get to do your yellow memory boost. You get to search 4 and then draw 1 at the end of your memory boost. You get to play Healing Therapy and then, you know, coat their whole board in security minizes and draw a card. You know, Wyvern's Breath. You can kill something and then draw a card. Like, so the Vixie pairs really well with a lot of these options. That's the deck, guys. It is fun for you, but it really makes your opponent kind of rethink about how they want to build their board.
Yeah.
Because they don't get any of those awesome when digivolving effects for most of it. So that's the deck, guys. Let me know what you think and have fun with it. I am certainly having fun with it. So we'll see you next time. We'll catch you in the next one.
Thanks.
See ya.